We got some. Let's talk about some projectors, eh?
These projectors need to come out because these look like my next. One of these, you'll see in a minute, look like my next projector.
Possibly. With the new JVCs coming out, AK upscaling projectors starting off at 10 grand, 15 grand, 25 grand. We've got some news right here, not from us. It comes via connect.awe/rip.com.
Just be awe-inspired
by these new
what's
projectors.
going on here. And does that woman, that girl right there,
She doesn't come with a projector.
I wouldn't want her to. I mean, I don't even know her. I don't even know her personality. Let me just put it that way.
You could. Epson LS 1100W and the LS 1200W. Epson, this comes, not via us. Epson has introduced two new high-end cinema projectors ideal for film enthusiasts and gamers. Both of these are, of course, 4K pixel shifting projectors. They're 4K, not native 4K projectors, but they will throw on screen 8.3 million pixels. They support HDR, HDR10 plus. Of course, it's an Epson. It's got the whole 3 LCD panels in there. Laser light source, so we're talking like 20,000 hours. That's like what? 5 hours a day for the next 10 years. It's got powered lens shift and zoom. It's got
That's what I'm talking about, motorized optics.
That's right. High contrast ratio of, I'm pretty sure this number's wrong, 2,500,000 to 1, delivering deep blacks. 4K super resolution with scene adaptive gamma correction, auto contrast enhancement, the ultimate home cinema experience. So it sounds like it's got dynamic tone mapping built in. And 4K at 120 frames per second with video game input lag below 20 milliseconds, which is going to allow for some serious gaming. And I think, with JVC coming out the gate at like 10 Gs and up, 10 Gs, 15 Gs, 25 Gs for the big boy. So I think Epson's gonna win a little battle here with JVC starting out. Price range, what is it? Price range $4,500. $4,500 for the 1100, and then $5,000 for the 12,000. So I mean that's a pretty good starting point. Of course, they're pixel shifters, which is some people look down upon that, but I've seen a lot of Epson projectors. You've seen the 6050 and the 5050.
Yeah, I've seen both of those, and they look great. And there's no rainbow effect on them. So they're, solid contenders for your next home theater projector. But you still got it. So you still got to deal with the lamp life. It's a big problem. The 6050, the black one, to be a little more accurate, that comes with an extra lamp from Epson. What does that tell you? They're a little scared that shit might go out eventually. And they want you to replace it. And they want you to be ready.
Well, I think they say in eco mode, based on watching content for 5 hours every day, the projector is set to eco mode. We're talking, no, they don't actually say 20,000 hours, but I know that most laser projectors are 20,000 hours.
Well, that's much better than 6,000 or 3,000.
I think it's like 3,000 for like the Sony.
Some of the older ones. Mine is 3,000, and right now I'm probably halfway. I'm like at 1,500.
I think it's 3,000 if you use it on high lamp mode, and then it's like if you put an eco, then it's like 6,000.
And this right here with the 2.1, talking about less than 20 milliseconds, that's right up my alley because that's what I'm used to on a projector.
Is it HDMI 2.1?
It is.
Yeah.
The 20 milliseconds, less than 20 milliseconds of input lag is going to be great for almost everybody. Only the fighting game community is going to be the people that will have a problem with that. And at that, only the most sweatiest players will have a problem with it. But everybody else, the casuals, the advanced enthusiasts, y'all going to be okay.
Look at this. This is impressive, though. This is the JVC NZ9, which is $25,000, which is on the list, which should be showing up here, hopefully, maybe February. I think a lot of people are probably going to get it before me. But this has a contrast ratio of 100,000 to 1. And the Epson has a contrast ratio of 2,500,000 to 1.
We think that's 2,500,000, unless they put the comma in the wrong place, and it's supposed to be 25 What would that be? 25 million?
Yeah, 25
Yeah,
million
that
to
would
one.
be 25 million to one if they put the comma in the wrong place. Depending on where the comma's supposed to be, or depending on whether there should be an extra zero there or not. I wish somebody would do that to my paycheck. Accidentally add a zero. But these folks over here added a zero, maybe by accident. And we're dealing with a number that we're not quite sure how to read it. Either way, very impressive. Thing is, either way, we're dealing with a scenario and we're in a time where ultra short throws are popular. However, as evidenced in all the videos that we've done on this channel, where I'm testing out the gaming capabilities of those ultra short throws, we're dealing with a mixed bag of input lag results. Almost all those ultra short throws have terrible input lag. Epson here to save the day. You're just going to have a traditional ceiling mounted or back of the room situated projector. You're going to have to deal with that sort of scenario with these, which is not bad because that's what everybody is used to.
And this is the cool thing, is this is the NZ9. It's 3,000 lumens. The Epson is coming with 2,700 lumens.
Motorized optics, 4K, 2.1, low input lag, brightness, large screen size. I'll take all that stuff.
Starting at $4,500 to $5,000,
The only thing is missing,
give or take a few bucks.
we did the calculations on the Epsons. One of them was what? VAT prices, like, which is basically euro.
Mm-hmm.
Roughly 4,800 to $5,080.
Yeah.
But
that's the question. I mean, these specs are pretty impressive, I think, for the price. Not native 4K projectors.
almost everything you would want in a projector.
Almost everything.
Almost everything you would want.
Except for being native. If it was native, then yes. I think the upscaling on the Epsons are close, but just a little bit short. But I think at a certain distance, it doesn't really matter too much.
Right.
But I mean, spec for spec, I mean, it's starting off at like 5Gs, under $5,000, right?
I think it's going to be $5,000 no matter what color you get.
You know, if the conversion
It would be
is
weird
correct.
for them to charge more for one color than the other.
Yeah.
They'd be running into Tesla territory at that point.
Yeah, these are like VAT prices. So I don't know what that's going to translate to American dollars, but I mean, for under $5,000 or so, that's pretty impressive. Considering JVC starts at $10,000, $15,000, and then $25,000 for the best one. What are your thoughts on these new Epson projectors? Leave a comment down below. Are you going to hold off and get a JVC, or are you going to get an Epson projector? Leave your comments down below and let us know. What kind of television do you have right now?
I still have the Sony A1E from 2017. I remember that. I believe it was that same release year. LG had the better brightness capability, but then Sony had the better processing.
Did you watch the video where I went down to Robert's shop and we took a look at the 100-inch Sony X92?
Oh yeah, tons of boxes all over the place.
Yeah. So Sony's got this 100-inch X92 full array LED TV.
And we're talking about full array LED.
Some people think that because it's 4K and it's 100 inches that you're gonna get like a horrible screen door effect and see all the pixels, but that wasn't the case when I was there. Let's look at these LG OLEDs here. So the word is there's going to be a 97-inch. I think it's 97 or 98-inch LG Gallery Series next year.
Goes on the wall. Has to go on the wall.
It's gonna have to probably go. I don't know the whole deets, but I believe it's a LG G Series 97 or 98-inch OLED next year for $20,000.
Wow.
20 G's. It might come out at like 25, but I think they're gonna do it at $20,000, and they're gonna put a heatsink on the back of it so it could reach some exponential nits brightness levels, which ultimately means that Sony most likely is going to also come out with the same 97, 98-inch OLED as well. And if you think about it, this year they have a 100-inch. Sony has a 100-inch TV for $20,000. LED, which obviously isn't an OLED,
right?
So it's not going to have the same black levels.
And it doesn't.
But it's
it's still awesome.
Still
but
pretty
it just,
good.
It doesn't.
Though. It's still pretty close. Don't get me wrong. I saw it. But we're talking about possibly slightly thinner TV with the heatsink on the back, more nits, more brightness, 4K, Or is it going to be 8K? I forgot what the whole situation was. I think it's 4K though. For $20,000 OLED. Gallery series. But I mean, for 100-inch, considering this year it was an LED for 100-inch, next year, 97, 98-inch for the same price, superior image quality. Which would also mean 2023, let's say it drops down to like 15 grand. I would say it drops down to 5 grand. Less 5 grand. I think, like I said, man, I think in a couple of years we're gonna have everybody's gonna be having 100-inch TVs in their houses.
Yeah, I can see it in everybody's theater or everybody's living room in the future, especially since it's not gonna take up that much room. Whether they go the ultra short throw route or whether they go the actual TV route, that 20,000, it's gonna come down eventually. The same way 4K TVs themselves used to be 20,000 and came down eventually. So
that's the news. What are your thoughts on possibly LG Gallery Series OLED TV at 97, 98, 100-inch size for $20,000? Is that something that you would consider? Leave a comment down below and let us know.